guys, welcome to another declutter video. Today we are going to be tackling all of my bronzers as well as like my face palettes. I figured I would kind of bunch these into one because I don't have a lot of like bronzing slash contour products and it wouldn't be good for like a long enough video, and I also didn't want to put my bronzers in with my blushes because I had so many blushes. Looking back, that video wasn't that long, so I probably could have done that, but I figured we'll just do like highlighting face palettes, blush palettes, and kind of bronzers together. So let's just go ahead and start. I'm just going to start on top here. This is a face palette that, or actually this is a highlighting palette that I got from Folklore. They did send this to me and the quality is nice, but I can't use all of these shades as a highlighter, so I am going to go ahead and declutter this. It is one of my pet peeves in highlighting palettes if I can't use all of the shades. I just know I'm not going to reach for it that often, and also like these highlighters are not that special. Like they're nice, but I just have better highlighters in same colors that I like them more, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. Let's talk about the Brain Freeze palette from Jeffree Star. I'm also going to declutter this one. Again, I can't use a lot of these shades as a highlighter, so there's just no reason for me to keep it. I got this in a mystery bag. Also, Jeffree Star sucks, so this is going. I feel like I'm actually going to be decluttering like quite a few of these things because this is a part of my collection that I'm just not that, it's not that important to me. Like I just want things that I know work, that I know love. Face palettes is not one of those things that I gravitate towards, and I really don't like them that much. So this is the Peppermint Frost palette. This again is a Jeffree Star highlighting palette. I'm going to declutter this one as well. This one was limited edition, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with his palettes. Maybe I will start a Poshmark or something, but I'm not making any promises. But if I do, I will let you guys know on my community tab or my Instagram or something like that. So I am going to definitely gift this to a better home, but I just don't know how yet. Let's talk about my two blush palettes from Morphe. I'm going to keep both. This is the 8W palette, so the warm toned one. I was sent this one from Octoly. I love these blush palettes from Morphe. I think that they are great. I also have the cool tone one. This one I bought myself. I just think that these are beautiful. The formulas are nice too. Yes, there's definitely a couple of shades in here that I can't use, but you know what? It's fine. I also have a little blush trio here from Morphe. I'm also keeping this one. I love this one. I think this one is so good. This is the Pop of Coral one. I love every shade in this, and I use this quite often, so very happy to have all of those palettes in my collection. I am also going to keep both of my highlighting palettes from Lime Crime. I love these so much. This one is very new to my collection, so I haven't used it that much. This one is the Angels one. They kind of look white for you, I think, on camera, but they are different colors, and I really like them, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. This one is my favorite one from Lime Crime. This one is in the shade Opals. I'll give you some quick swatches. This is like my favorite highlighter of all time. And this yellow is really pretty too. This one is not my favorite, but it's still very usable. I'm just gonna swatch it on my hand because I have other swatches on the top of my hand. So here is what the palette looks like. That one is a little bit chalky, but honestly on the face, these look so nice and so smooth. It is one of my favorite highlighting formulas in my collection, honestly. I just think that these are so good. Let's move on. I'm gonna save the bronzers and stuff for last and just do like all of these things first. So I have two highlighting palettes here from Dior. I have both of the ones they've come out with. These are the Backstage highlighting palettes. I don't know if they have any names. Glow Face palette. This one is called Glow Face palette. So I guess they don't really have any names, but like I said in a previous video, this one just didn't really blow me away that much, and these tones are just not really my thing. Like I just don't gravitate towards like champagne-y highlighters. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one, but I am going to keep this one because I absolutely love it. This one is so beautiful. I especially love mixing the white with the pink. It makes for the most beautiful pink highlighter. Now I can't use this bronze shade, it's just not really my thing, but I'm not sure if you can see just like how wet looking and smooth these are. They are just, they're so amazing. And if I'm going to have a champagne, it's going to be this one because this one is so beautiful. Definitely gonna go ahead and keep this. Now I think I'm gonna get rid of the KVD. This is from when she was Kat Von D, so I never know like what to say about her older products since that's not what the brand is called anymore. But this is the Alchemist palette, and I just feel like I have better like iridescent highlighter kind of inner corner shades by now, so I don't find this formula to be that good. I find it to be quite chalky, and even though the colors are nice for like an inner corner highlight, I just have more intense shadows that are similar to this in my single shadow collection, so I definitely don't need to keep this anymore, but I do like the packaging, and I really like the idea of this. I want to see more brands come out with like similar small things that can be used for like inner corner shades or highlights or whatever. This is like a really cool idea. So I would like to see this done on the indie market, like in a palette form, you know? But I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this because I feel like someone else is going to get more use out of it. Two more easy keeps here. This is the Diamond and Blush palette by Natasha Denona. I really need to get more use out of this. This is so beautiful. The formulas are amazing. Oh, I need to use this more. Sometimes I just forget. That's my issue with face palettes. They're always in a drawer because it's the only place I can store them. And so I never see them, and it's hard for me to reach for them. But with other things, like I can pull out like a little thing or two and like have it on my filming table, and then I tend to reach for it more. But with face palettes, they just need to be stored away, and they're just so big, and it kind of annoys me because I like the idea of face palettes, but I just never use them. I am gonna go ahead and declutter this one. This is from Sourmay. The only reason I'm decluttering this one is because I just don't really ever contour. The quality of this is really nice. I feel like other people will get more use out of this. The highlighter I don't like at all, and I don't use banana powder, so the only reason for me to keep it would be for the bronzer and the contour powder, which are both really, really nice, but like I said, I just don't reach for like palettes like this when I can just reach for a single bronzer, and since I don't really contour that much, this is just not really for me. Now, the only face palette in here with like multiple shades for like different things that I'm going to keep is this one. This one is from Juno & Co. This is the Cherry Bomb palette. This is beautiful. I love the quality of this. Such cute colors in here. There's a bronzer, which is really, really nice for my skin tone. Two highlighters that both work for me. This one is more of a blush topper, but I can actually mix this one in with the white shade and like create a bit of a lighter pink, and it's beautiful. I love this palette. I love how the packaging is. It's nice and sturdy. It could definitely be travel friendly. For sure going to keep this. And I just realized I've been putting all of the things on the wrong side that I'm keeping, so I'm gonna rearrange here a little bit. I was just like putting everything on this side. I don't know why I was doing that, but let me go ahead and make sure that everything is in the place where it's supposed to be. Okay, I think we're good to keep going. So this is kind of like a custom palette, so I can't really call it a face palette, but these are all of my highlighters from Bitter Lace Beauty that came in the, what was this called? The Sugar Coated collection or something? I put them in this palette because it's a 6-man palette and they just fit perfectly. I love this collection. There's no way I'm getting rid of any of these, and I'm also not going to be decluttering like my single stuff in this declutter series because that's kind of something that I like to do just on my own as I'm using stuff, because I tend to forget like how I feel about things until I use them, so I can't go through like all of my singles and make up my mind about whether or not to keep something because it's been a while since I've used a lot of them. This is my Woodens Eye Solmona highlighting palette. I love this. This is so beautiful. I do have a code with Woodens Eye now, which I'm so grateful for because I love the brand so much. It is Annette and it will save you 10% off. It is an affiliate code, but if you have been looking for getting something from Woodens Eye, I would highly recommend it. I just love all of their stuff. I think the quality is amazing. Their packaging is A+. There's nothing I don't like about this brand so far, so I'm honored to be kind of working with them now and have an affiliate code because I just love them. So we have one more product here that is not a kind of palette, face, blush, highlighting kind of thing. This is the Smoky Glow and Midas Cosmetics collab. This is the little highlighting palette. I like this thing. I wouldn't say I love it. It's not my favorite. They're kind of not boring, but they're very wearable and just they are what they are, if that makes sense. Like, it's just a pink and a champagne highlighter, but they are great pink champagne and pink highlighters. So I'm going to keep it because I do like the quality of this and it's very nice and compact. I could definitely see myself traveling with this. Now, let's get into all of my kind of bronzery products. Bronzer is not one of those things that make me excited. I don't just go out and buy a new bronzer because I want to try it. Like, I have bronzers that I like and I tend to just use them unless something comes out that's like really cute, like this gingerbread one from Too Faced, then maybe I'll buy it. But it's a very rare occasion that I go out and just buy a new bronzer because I want to try it. So I don't have that many of them. I do have this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I am going to declutter this. I was gifted this, but I never use it. So I feel bad keeping it in my collection because it's still in such good condition that I really feel like I can give this to someone else and they will get more use out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and part ways with this. I'm also going to part ways with this Australis bronzer. This is the chocolate bronzer. It smells really, really nice, but I just don't like the plastic packaging. I know it's such a petty thing, but it's just, there's something that just keeps me from reaching for something that has cheap packaging, especially plastic packaging like this. Give me a cardboard packaging any day of the week. I prefer that way over this. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. It's a fine bronzer, but I know I'm never going to use it. I'm also going to get rid of this little ColourPop coconut bronzer. What is this one called? Coconut Beach. I found this to be a little bit patchy on me and I just didn't really enjoy using it, but I can see someone else getting use out of this. And it's a really cute compact. See, this is like what I mean. Like, this is plastic, but it's still like nice quality. Like, it feels nice and sturdy. It doesn't just like flop around. It has a little mirror in it. I don't know. This just feels so much better than this. I don't know if it's because of like the clear. The clear just reminds me so much of drugstore makeup, and I've had very bad luck with drugstore makeup, and so maybe that's kind of why I gravitate more towards things like this, even though it's plastic packaging, over things like this. You could argue that ColourPop is a drugstore brand, but I don't know. I consider them more to be an indie brand, if you ask me, but I don't know. Maybe they're both, but I just find that their quality of their packaging is just more, it just feels better. So I don't know, but I'm gonna get rid of this one too. Well, that was a long rant about packaging. Let's move on. All of these have beautiful packaging except for this one. This one is annoying. This is the Hoola Light Bronzer by Benefit. I hate the box design. It's just so bulky. Like, there's such little product in this that do we really need a box? Maybe it's just me, but I do love this bronzer. I love what's inside of it, so I am going to keep it. And this is one of the bronzers that I always bring when I travel because I just feel like it's never going to break. Like, it's just very sturdy. It's quite small, even though it's a little bulky, but like this way it's quite small, whereas something like this is like quite big, you know what I mean? So it just kind of depends. Like, I find this to be a little bit easier to kind of stack in a travel bag, and I also just love this all year round. Like, it's a great color for me, so I'm definitely going to keep that. I'm also going to keep my butter bronzer from Physicians Formula because I like this bronzer a lot. The plastic packaging and the bulkiness of it does bother me, but I don't know, I can look past it, I guess. I'm also going to keep my Hourglass Diffuse Light Bronzer. This is one of my favorites. And I'm going to keep my Natasha Denona Mini Bronzer Glow. Again, one of my favorites. I never use the highlighter, but I use the bronzer all the time. I think I am going to part ways with this Too Faced one because this one is just old now. Like, this is the old packaging. This is the Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. So this is like the medium one, and I think this is the light one. Yeah, this is the milk chocolate. Let me see if I can compare these two. So you can see the difference here. This one is definitely a lot darker than this one. I definitely prefer the light one, especially in the winter. I find this to just work very well for me. This is more of a summer bronzer for me, but like I said, since it is quite old, I'm gonna go ahead and part ways with that one and keep my Milk Chocolate Soleil instead. Now, this is where I'm torn because this is the cutest thing in the world, but I just don't love this bronzer, but I think I am going to keep it for another round because it's just so cute. Maybe once I use it enough that I can't see the gingerbread man, the novelty of this will kind of go away, but for now, I just don't know how I can part with this. It is just the cutest thing, and I do want to make a video using all of my cutest products in my collection, and this is definitely going to qualify, and I don't really have any other cute bronzer, so I'm gonna keep that even just for that video. Maybe I'll declutter it after, but I don't know, I just love this, so it's staying. I'm also going to keep my Guerlain Terracotta Light Bronzer. It's not one that I reach for all the time, but I do like it. I just don't love the tone as a bronzer for me. It's fine, it's a little bit on the warm tone side, but it does work. It just kind of depends on the rest of the makeup that I'm doing and what season we're in. This is definitely more of a summer bronzer for me, and I find it to work better if I'm doing kind of warmer toned looks, which I don't do that often, but I am going to keep it because it is a really nice formula. And it was also very, very expensive, and the packaging is super bougie, and I love that about it. Here is another one of my favorites. It's very dirty, as you can see. This is the Cover FX Sun-Kissed Bronze. This is one of the monochromatic bronzing duos. I love this. I love both sides of this. Sometimes I use the matte one. Sometimes I only use the shimmery one. It's not really that shimmery. It's kind of like a satiny finish. Sometimes I mix them both. Sometimes I layer them. I love this. It's very pigmented though. So if you don't like pigmented bronzer products, you probably won't like this, but I love it. Now these are my last two products. They're both cream products. This is the Little Milk Bronzing Stick. I think this is amazing. I'm glad I only bought the mini though, because this isn't a product that I use every day. A lot of the time I forget about creams and I powder my face and then I go, crap, now I can't use them. But I do really love them and I think that they look really nice. They are easy to work with. I'm talking about both of these now. They're very easy to work with and so I'm going to keep both. This is the cream bronzer from Fenty. You've probably seen me use this in a couple of videos, but I love this. I have mine in Macchiato and I think this is the perfect color for me. I'm so happy I bought that. Let me go ahead and count and see how we ended up doing. Okay, so I would say that that was very successful. So I ended up keeping 21, which you see here. Obviously some of these are palettes, so I don't know. It's kind of hard to count them when you're not doing it separately in like singles and stuff, but I don't know. I ended up keeping 21 products and decluttering 10, so I'm very happy with this. I mean, 30% of my collection gone. That's definitely a very good number, and I usually don't declutter like majorly when I do declutter. I just kind of declutter to make room for more stuff and get rid of the stuff that I never really use. So very happy about this. And I'm also very scared to get into my highlighting declutters because that's going to be so hard. I love highlighters so much, but it needs to be done. So thank you so much for watching another one of my declutters. If you want to see some more declutters, here is my declutter playlist right there. And if you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing and I will see you in my next one. Bye!